E aí rapaziada, tudo bem? Começando mais uma gameplay aqui pra vocês. Eu vou jogado esse jogo, jogado não, né? Feito tutorial assim que ele foi dado na PSN. Deixa eu ver como é que tá o áudio aqui. Pronto. Mas eu vou começar um novo jogo. Vou escolher a mesma classe, vou escolher tudo de novo. Apenas vou começar um novo jogo pra dar uma continuidade bem bacana, digamos assim por dizer.
Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Você poderia
Like this?
assim.
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There! Now, hold the pose.
Bom. Pelo que eu sei, todos os personagens vai ter essa marca, então temos os dois gêneros, homem e mulher. Vou criar um homem. Vamos ver as predefinitions. Tá. Vou criar esse. De cabelo, cara. Vamos lá. Temos o carecão. Cabelo um pouquinho mais bagunçado, penteado, não sei. Fica estranho. Não. Talvez. É, pode ser. Não gostei, não. É isso. Pelos faciais. Aqui um mago larápio. Sobrancelha. Que é um pouco parecida com a minha. Um pouco mais grossa. Essa daqui seria A minha sobrancelha, basicamente. Sangue. Cor da pele. Então vamos lá, vem cá. É esse mesmo, tá por conta da orelhita pequena. Cor dos pelos. Aqui. Cor dos olhos. Já que ele não tem o vermelho, então eu vou botar olhos de lobo. Tá. O meu guerreiro ele vai ter pré-definição a magia, então vai ser mais focado em controlar. Escolha sua habilidade inicial de acordo com seu estilo de jogo. A árvore de habilidades está aberta. Você poderá desbloquear as habilidades de outros arquétipos conforme avançar. Então, basicamente, eu vou conseguir desbloquear essas outras aqui. Ok, magia. Este perfil é voltado para o uso de feitiços ofensivos à distância. É o que eu gosto, meu jogo. Habilidades iniciais: Anel de Magia Divina, Paralisia, Arma Pesada de uma Mão. Excelente. Atributos recomendados: Poder Mental, Determinação. Talentos recomendados: Ciência e Intuição. Bom, vou seguir essa, mais ou menos essa cadeia, né? Vou seguir mais ou menos essa cadeia, então. O primeiro seria atributos: Poder Mental, Determinação. Atributos: Poder mental. Determinação. Tá. Poder mental. Bom. Ele dá entre duas opções, ou poder mental ou determinação. Então vamos lá. Aumenta o poder de todos os feitiços. Atributo necessário para utilizar os melhores anéis. Dano mágico e Gen Fúria. Ok. Pontos restantes 0. Total de pontos gastos 1. Próximo ponto nível 4. Então quando eu pegar nível 4 eu pego determinação. Não é isso? Aumenta a duração máxima de PM e feitiços. Atributo necessário para utilizar os melhores amuletos e colares. Ok. E aqui seria em ciência e intuição. Bom, ciência então. Vamos ver intuição e ciência. Permite que você faça poções simples. Permite que você destrua paredes frágeis com a ajuda de frascos explosivos. Áreas de coleta ficam mais fáceis de identificar. Aumenta levemente o número de ingredientes e objetos obtidos por meio de coleta e sangue. Desbloqueia a opção de diálogo de contexto. Bom, eu acho que nessa daqui eu acho que posso botar intuição, justamente para ter mais material para poder fazer os da paciência, né, velho? Porque se eu tiver bem mais material de coleta já de início, eu vou conseguir atribuir a ciência depois bem mais fácil. Porque ó, permite que você faça simples poções frágeis, lá, quebrar paredes com a ajuda. Mas se bem que isso aqui pode ser bem útil no começo, então vou pegar esse e pego o outro depois. Reduz levemente o preço das mercadorias. Bom, é isso. Personagem bem criado. Um negão já, um negão meio louco aqui das ideias. Nas outras, bom, nas outras predefinições não ficou tão interessante. Porque, ó, se eu criar esse aqui, vamos supor, cor da pele, ele não vai me dar o que eu quero. Então, basicamente isso. Esse aqui ficou meu mago. Vamos iniciar o jogo. Deseja criar este personagem? Sim.
Just a few more minutes. You have such an
Você pode ter um
incredibly
rosto
singular
tão
face.
singular e
That's a
fascinante.
compliment, my lord, out of my mouth.
Pode, um elogio.
Your
Então, um cara
particularity
me
gives
elogiando.
character.
You're still here?
We've nearly finished. Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry, I shall track him down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took account of the responsibilities awaiting him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Teleme and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name.
Bom, basicamente o primo do cara saiu pra farra e ele não quis
I beg
comparecer.
your pardon, but urgent matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lord. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir. Truly, I must be going.
My lord, please, I beg you. Her Highness personally requested I finish.
Thank you, cousin, for getting me out of that.
Bom, basicamente é isso. O primo dele encheu a cara e ele deu graças a Deus por sair do ambiente que ele estava. Ok. 360 aqui, interessante. Bom, não posso entrar nessa porta. Aqui abaixa.
Sire, I'm sorry. I'm afraid that I won't make for good company.
Ok, X interage com as pessoas. Quadrado ele usa magia. Mudar para arma. Bom, quadrado ele vai sempre bater. Pausa tática, que é para usar ações, feitiços, entre outros projetos. Basicamente isso aqui. Projétil sombrio, impacto sombrio, proteção luminosa e esquiva. Ok, vamos lá. Esquiva, proteção luminosa. Que é uma rápida técnica. Vai até longe a magia dele. Acho que vai, deixa eu ver. Vai uns 10 metros por aí. Mais ou menos, né? Obviamente. Tá, eu tenho que ir para... Ah, tá ali o meu objetivo.
Hey! Green blood!
Cut.
And so the day has finally come.
Realmente chegou o dia disso, o passarinho real bater asas e voar. Bom,
Accompanied by their most
treinamento, né?
loyal and tenacious master of arms.
As loyal as your goal.
Oh, enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Kurt, I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see.
Bom,
Fight with
então
honor!
basicamente esse aí era o rapaz que... Tá. Pera. Tá tudo para escolher a sua próxima ação. Ok. Atalho. Atalho? Feitiço. Poções. Eu não tô lendo. Para dizer que não é uma poção. Não é um atalho.
Defend yourself well, Greedfall.
Defende bem.
One might think you had a proper master of arms. The best. You already training for your new post of legate? Don't tire yourself. Flattery'll get you nowhere. But for the fight, you have remembered your basics. Your performance just got you out of a final lesson. Unless you want to go through the paces again before we depart.
Repasse básico do combate, pular tutorial. Cara, eu vou dar uma pulada no tutorial porque basicamente isso aí já foi mais ou menos um tutorial e eu vou aprendendo de acordo.
No, thanks all the same. I've quite a few tasks to check off my list before we depart.
And here you are already assuming your political functions. And in a hurry, always too busy. Very well. If you ever want to go over your basics later, visit one of our barracks on the Isle. You'll always find a training partner to give you a friendly fight.
I'll remember that, thanks. Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little. You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I hope.
On the contrary, I'm thrilled that both you and Sir de Cossilion are joining our party. A few friends at your side in unknown territory is a boon.
Ah, so the old goat is coming too. And there I was thinking I would die of boredom on the trip. By the way, where is our future governor hiding? I was hoping to put his skills to the test as well.
I have no idea. He had plans to celebrate his departure last night, and we haven't seen him since. You know Constantine. I should have gone with him, but my heart wasn't in the mood for celebration. The thought of bidding my mother farewell.
It is never easy to say goodbye. But you should be going to see her now. She must be waiting for you. I'll meet you in front of the palace. Then we'll go and find Constantine together.
Very well. I'll meet you as soon as I've said my goodbyes.
Bom, encontro Kurt na frente do palácio. Beleza. Ainda tem que dar uma ajustada. Aqui. Ainda tem que dar uma ajustada na sensibilidade.
What is this? Have you not been taught to knock? I've asked 1,000 times. Oh, it's you, my dear child.
Mother, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition.
Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things. I'm so very happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I do miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about.
Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill...
Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure.
Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to...
I know. But it brings me comfort to know my son has left on a mission to heal his people. Come now. It is time for you to take leave. Here. Take this with you.
What is it?
A family heirloom. Something that... Take it and keep it with you. May it bring you good luck. All my blessings go with you, my child. Now, be off.
É bem triste. Pelo que eu entendi, o povo, no caso do Lorde aí, tá doente e a mãe dele tá morrendo. E ele tem que ir pra algum canto procurar alguma cura, basicamente isso. Você pode correr mais rápido com a disparada X. Acho que é só segurar. Bom, deixa eu dar uma leve explorada aqui pra ver se tem alguma coisa pra pegar. A marretona aqui.
Kurt, it's done.
Sorry, Greenblood. Look, we can see the masts of the ship that'll be taking us. This is one sacred adventure we're embarking on.
I hope this island will keep its promises.
In order to know that, we'll need to find Constantine first.
You're right. Maybe he's already at the port. He was so eager to leave.
This will be quite the chore to finish before our departure. The commander wants to recover some merchandise from our supplier, but the transporter doesn't want to deliver. I did all I could to persuade. Nothing came of it. All the parliamenting fatigues me. But this is your domain. I wouldn't say no to a little help.
Of course. Where is the supplier?
In the lower boroughs, near the port.
Right then. We'll put it on our list of visits.
Tá, configuração de equipe, Kurt. Vamos ver os atributos de Kurt, né? Kurt, mestre no combate corpo a corpo e consegue usar armaduras pesadas. Ok. Atributos, Kurt tem tolerância, não tem força, não tem agilidade. Habilidades, todas as armas corpo a corpo, ação de abordagem, poção de equilíbrio, ataques especial, ataques especiais de acordo com a arma equipada. Beleza. Nível de relacionamento, facção, guarda da moeda. Nível de relacionamento suspeito, bônus, criação. Bom, vamos adicionar o Kurt à equipe, né? Confirmar. Kurt agora virou meu vassalo. Você acabou de receber uma missão secundária.
Where would you like to begin?
I've been asked to pay visits to the ambassadors of Ptolemy and the Bridge Alliance before our departure. Their dwellings are not far from here. We could go there first.
Very well.
O embaixador
Do you think Constantine will be
Ptolemy
waiting for us
sobre sua
next to the ship?
partida.
I don't know.
Tá, deixa eu ver aqui como é que eu faço pra ver as missões. Voltar ao menu, retornar ao jogo, carregar a opção. Jogo. Eu vou ver primeiro isso aqui. Dificuldade normal, tutorial desativado, legenda sim. Tamanho da legenda média, que eu tô com um mês seguido, tá? Ok. Áudio, volume, diálogo, brilho. Opção de controle. Efeitos da câmera ativados, sensibilidade da câmera reduzir um pouco, vibração sim. Salvar e sair. Jogo. Moto ativado. Legenda assim, tamanho médio. Ok, não sei, mas vale a pena ver. Uau. Falar com Kurt. Sangue verde, precisa de alguma coisa? Sim, ele se sentia solitário. Você devia se sentir solitário, não? Até hoje, ora, está correndo. Bom, eu não vou ler. Não ficar tão ruim. Vou deixar vocês lerem. Eu aumentei já um pouco coisa. Vou ler pra mim e tentar explicar alguma coisa que eu consegui entender. Dizer que você pensou ter sido uma boa companhia a ele ao longo de todos esses anos. Responder com uma afirmação. Não encher a bola do cara.
After all, we were always together.
And I valued your friendship. but I thought you were referring to another kind of company. And to be honest, you and Constantine aren't exactly my type. Anything else?
Vamos
I
embora.
must leave you.
Ó o cara, velho. Tá, falar com o Kurt. Eu acho que isso aqui, notificação. Tá, vamos fazer a secundária rapidinho. Só pra ver se... Chapéu de feltro. Chapéu de feltro. Pequeno colar de pedra. Sem equipamento, não tem, tá vazio. Traje de viagem, 2 quadros, vamos ver como é que é a mochila. Ou se não é a mochila. Não é a mochila. Chapéu, minha armadura, gibão de soldado azul. Ah, esse aqui é do Kurt. Bolsa. Bom, minha bolsa tá pezinho normal, 0.3. Bolsa de vida. Beleza. Tararara. Tararara. Minha árvore de habilidades, grande, mais ou menos. A bolsa, mapa, beleza. Só seguir ali que eu vou chegar lá no embaixador. Grande partida. Notifica o embaixador da aliança erudita sobre a sua partida. Notifica o embaixador de Teleme sobre a sua partida. Beleza. Serene. Bom, vamos ver o mapa. Só seguir viagem, então. Só seguir pra cá. Lá 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 lá. Lá 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 lá. Eu ainda tô level 1. Aqui. É isso mesmo. Opa! Página de diário rasgado. Peguei. Bom, ao longo do mapa vai tendo alguns objetos pra gente pegar, né? Então tem que ficar um pouco mais atento. Cara, deixa eu ver se eu posso mudar a opção dos controles. Não muda. Controle de jogo. Ok, talvez. Não vai mudar. Lá 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 lá. Lá 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 lá. Kurt, pega pra direita. Caça-bruxas aqui, né, velho? A câmera não fica como eu quero. Isso pra mim já é ponto negativo. Essa porra. Serene. Bairro de baixo. Discorda. Ele esqueceu que bater na porta é educado. Tá porra. Vamos falar com esse Zé Ruela aqui.
Lord de Sardet. I have been told that you were named legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and the congregation. Of that I'm certain.
I thank you, Excellency. I've come here to inform you of our departure for Tiefredi. My cousin Constantine is about to take up office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island. Please convey to your cousin my congratulations and sincere wishes for success.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea, remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
Bom. Relacionamento deles com a congregação mercadores, tiro fraude, relacionamento deles com... Vamos fazer algumas
Would you be so
perguntas.
kind as to
Vamos ver o que o
tell
jogo
me
me
what you know about the
dá.
Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of his allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Saad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors, but our ancestors quickly realized that the Union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Ok. Aliança erudita, né? Foi esse que eu tinha visto, meu Deus? Bom. Vamos lá.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
Ok. Chifrade.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tier for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island.
Ok.
A savage and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language. But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
And what of your war
Relacionamento
with
com
Ptolemy?
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Tier.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Ptolemy has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are in fact quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
Ok.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sade.
Bom, fiz algumas perguntas pro homem, ele respondeu sem chateação. Vamos ver se eu consigo. Não consigo. Pegar descendo agora, rapaziada. Tá, de missão, deixa eu ver. Diário. Agora notifique o embaixador de Teleme sobre sua partida. Bom, o embaixador tá a 85 metros pra lá. Tararara, tararara. Sempre esqueço. Sai da frente, tararais! Praça dos Príncipes. É não, onde que o cabrinho lá age, velho? Deixa eu resolver logo essa situação desse maluco, vai. De me partir.
Citizens, I
Afinal,
present to you
quanto mais missão secundária eu fizer, mais eu vou evoluindo, então.
Everything. Toothache, stomach ailment, and even an open wound. This potion heals all of that. And more still, this little phial is the product of years of research and intensive labor. I hear you asking if this remedy can heal one from the Malachor. Alas, not yet. But your question is legitimate. I am so close to finding the cure. But the Malachor isn't the only ailment causing you to suffer. Not true? Then don't miss out on this chance and give yourself a healthy and energized life. Rejoice! A phial only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Does it really heal everything, your potion?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Except the Malachor, of course. That being said, it is known that those in top health resist the Malachor best of all. Then don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid.
You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take two.
There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now. There won't be enough for everyone.
There he is. He's our man, no doubt.
His speech is well polished. I even feel like buying.
Ah, you're finally tempted.
In all honesty, I haven't made up my mind yet. I want to be certain that I'm not dealing with a charlatan.
In this day and age, I can't blame you. What might I do to convince you?
Are there any nasty side effects with this remedy of yours?
There are none. You will feel nothing but an intense sense of well-being.
Certo.
Will you drink one of your potions to prove your good faith?
Of course. I take a little sip every morning. But as I'm in perfect health, you won't be able to verify the improvement in my condition. But if it helps you make up your mind, give me just a moment. There now. As you see, I am still in excellent condition.
Come on now, I swear you take that vial out of your pocket. Nothing proves that it's the same potion that you sell to your clients.
As a man of science, I consider skepticism a remarkable quality. But in your case, it is not skepticism, but blindness.
We need to steal one of these potions and force him to drink it.
Brilliant idea, Kurt. Let's take a look at his cart.
Meu parceiro, cadê sua carroça? Só na boa aqui, ó. Só na manha. Abre-te, Sésamo. Abre-te, portão. Eita porra, coisa pra caralho aqui, velho. Livro Pesquisa Alquímica. Estas páginas estão cobertas de anotações à mão quase legíveis, resultado de experimentos, observações de pacientes e símbolos incompreensíveis, mas a complexidade de algumas receitas não deixa espaço para dúvidas. O autor foi um verdadeiro alquimista e certamente possuía muito conhecimento.
To my health, and death to the others!
Bom, energia já zerou. Antídoto. E pegar carta do taverneiro. Os corpos tem alguma coisa? Isso aqui é a moeda de ouro. Moeda de ouro. Opa! Adquirir. Tá. Levar tudo. Ok. Agora tem que voltar, né? Oi. Ok. Bati a real lá. Quem quiser ter achado um ruim, acho que eu tô com pouco me fudendo. Tio Voto que veio falar direitinho comigo, mas... Tá aqui, ó. O que eu falei foi isso aqui. Agora limpe meu celular, pelo amor de Deus. Ei. Demais.
Have you finally made up your mind?
I happen to have a vial of your medicine. Would you be willing to drink it in front of us? To prove that there is no risk?
This bullying is trying my patience. I'm beginning to suspect that you might be working for a rival.
You refuse to taste it?
You might have put something in it to cause me harm or further disgrace.
No, look. The vial is still sealed. It comes straight from your stock.
And you dare challenge me when you have just admitted to being a thief?
Come now. You can see for yourself that I'm gladly returning your vial, so that you might drink it in front of witnesses. This might help to dissipate my doubts, as well as those of these brave folk.
Yes, no, You don't have the right!
Damnation. He got away. He can't have gone far.
Find him before his head ends up on a spike.
Think back to the note that we found. We need to take a look at the tavern. He won't leave the city without his belongings.
Pra cá. Nada de ouro.
Good day, tavern keeper.
Good day to you. What is your pleasure?
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late, things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Deixa eu limpar esse celular aqui. Só um minutinho, rapaziada. Vou aqui no banheiro limpar meu celular. Tá, para fazer o que aqui na taberna, velho? Notifique o cone da partida, missão secundária. Mercadoria de guarda-moeda, negocie com o vendedor. Localize o charlatão. Essa missão aqui seria qual? Na superior, né? Beleza. Bom. Opa, falar com a menina. Sai do meio, caralho. Pegar. Aqui eu... na minha costa. Mensagem que vai me levar para cima. Aqui não tem nada. Olá, meu jovem.
You again? What are you doing in my room?
I'm not the only one that has found you. Have you seen the mob that is gathering in the street?
I'm neither deaf nor blind. By the spheres. Why didn't I leave the city while there was still time?
The Alliance ambassador is quite unsettled by your commerce, and he is the one who sent me.
Sahin? Him again. Ruining my career wasn't enough for him. He's the very reason I had to leave the Alliance. And here I am, playing the part of the potion maker. Me, who was once a respected member of the Academy of Al-Sad.
Deu ruim. Perguntar sobre a carreira dele como professor. Perguntar sobre a obsessão de Sahin.
Dr. Sahin warned me that you were an imposter.
That doesn't surprise me coming from him. I was a master alchemist. I understand if you don't believe me after all that, but I have a number of documents to prove it. I would still be one if Sahin hadn't set up a chain of machinations to disgrace me.
Eu acho que é.
Why does Sahin bear you such hatred?
I wasn't fortunate enough to oppose certain great minds of the Academy, to criticize their methodology. I saw them inflicting torture on sick prisoners, making them drink the most vile poisons. To find a remedy to the Malachor, they won't hesitate to kill. I could not keep my silence.
It is for an act of courage that you fell from grace and earned Sahin's hatred. Are you not ashamed to have poisoned those poor souls?
These potions are not harmful. That is to say that they don't contain any harmful ingredients.
But you could just as easily produce real healing potions. So why don't you?
You don't understand. I fled, but I haven't put a stop to my own research. This potion is an attempt to create in those who drink it a resistance to the Malachor.
So you manipulate people to use as experimental fodder? That is completely unethical.
I don't have a choice, but it does not harm them, I assure you.
If this potion were inoffensive, then why wouldn't you drink it when I offered it to you?
I ran tests on myself for such a long time that I ended up becoming intolerant to it. A small sip of this mixture provokes in me now a violent reaction. The mob would have been furious in any case, but a normal dose, I assure you, is without risk.
Your methods don't seem so different than those of your colleagues.
I don't torture people. And this potion only has side effects in high doses.
Perhaps, but you're hurting innocents. I cannot let your commerce continue.
So, what are you going to do with me, sir?
Ok, ajudá-lo a sair da cidade e prendê-lo.
I'm going to help you leave the city, but you must promise never to return.
I swear it.
Very well then. I need to first get you away from those who want to see you hanged.
If we can't find a way to sneak out of here discreetly, we will have to confront the populace.
I haven't lost hope that I'll be able to help them hear reason.
It would be better if I remain hidden while waiting.
Ih, caralho. Bom.
Greenblood, do you need something?
I must leave you.
Que merda. Tá. Tem uma missão secundária, né? Mercadorias da guarda moeda. Negocie com o vendedor, charlatão. Descubra uma maneira discreta de sair da taberna. Negocie com a multidão furiosa. Vamos ver. Aqui, ok. Descubra a maneira. Descer. Pera aí, vamos ver. Churururu, chururu, tiriri. Upar mais coisas. Pegar depósito. Eu tô triste. tem saída. Então vamos tentar aqui por baixo. Isso aqui, ó. Pegar tudo bem
The servant's door. The lock's double bolted.
Locked.
Pega, cara.
The key to the tavern.
Manda a chave então.
Locked.
Eita,
Let's go and find the alchemist.
pronto.
We need to get him out of here as fast as we can.
Tem que voltar lá dentro. Deixa eu ver se é isso que eu tenho que fazer. A sensibilidade aqui é bem chata.
So, did you find a way to get me out of this hornet's nest?
Yes. I need to get you out of here. I've unlocked the service entrance. You will be able to sneak out of there discreetly.
Without being skinned alive by the mob?
You need to remain prudent. I will escort you to your cart.
I follow you.
Let's sneak out the back.
I hope we don't run it.
Tá. Controle. Não. Aqui. Ver se melhora pouco.
I'm
Sei
having
lá.
patience.
Melhorou bastante, ó. Para essa loucura. Tá. Carroça. Dá pra ir pra esquerda?
Angry customers. And we have no choice but to go this way? Holy heavens. They've seen me.
To my help! And death to the others! You're running out of energy. Drink a bottle.
Petro. Petro.
What we did? Is that it? Holy heavens. How do we protect them?
Come on, I'll teach you how to dance. And death to the others! You're running out of energy. Drink a potion. Come on, move away. Things are about to get
Vai na
dicey.
porrada mesmo. E tem que parar nós de bater em moleque, que é pro cacete também. Apanha.
Move away. Things are about to get dicey. You're running out of energy. Drink a potion. You're running out of energy. Drink a potion.
penso que não for pra mim usar. Tá. A carroça. Agora, meu parceiro, você vai embora dessa cidade. Se eu lhe ver aqui de novo, você vai morrer.
How can I ever thank you?
Just do us the favor of never coming back. And stop this deceitful commerce.
Have no worries about that. I'm not going to forget this lesson anytime soon.
Move along now. Get out of here while there's still time.
Would you accept this as a token of my gratitude? Farewell, my lord.
Informe embaixador da aliança. Isso mesmo? Acho que tu mandou. Informe embaixador da aliança. Tá, deixa eu já tô mais perto desse aqui. Agora eu já tô mais perto do embaixador. Isso vai dar merda, véi. Tô até vendo.
Your Excellency.
Lord de Sade.
Lord de Sade.
I tracked down your man near the coin guard barracks.
Finally. Did you capture him?
Let's just say I put an end to his activities. His reputation in Serene is forever tarnished. Matters turned out a little more complicated than anticipated. He managed to slip through our fingers.
Once again. That man is part eel.
We followed his trail to the Coin Guard Tavern, but he had already escaped. All the same, you have nothing to fear. He will never step foot in Serene again.
We'll eventually catch up with him and deliver the punishment that his crimes deserve. Governor Burhan will be happy to learn that such an amiable legate will soon cross the shores of Tir Fredi. Thank you for your help, Excellency, and allow me to offer you this modest gift for your voyage.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lord de Sade.
Bom. Ponto de restante, eu tenho um ponto. Beleza, agora eu não vou gastar em nada, mas... eu preciso sair daqui primeiro. Ok, eu saí. Agora eu tenho que vir aqui. Mas... eu consegui um anel novo. Eu acho que... ah não, que já é o que eu já tenho. Então, vamos... eu como um homem também tenho meu mosquete. Bom. Bota que só tem resistência elemental. Quase nada pra ele. O gibão dele tá bom. Ó. Esse aqui já tem menos 4 de resistência elemental. Esse outro é só resistência elemental. Resistência veneno, chance de saque. Vou equipar isso. Ok. Eu divido isso com um cabrão lá. Interessante, eu divido meus itens com ele. Luvas grossas de ferreiro. Luvas grossas de ferreiro. Experimental equilíbrio mais 15. Deixa eu ver se eu tenho. Qualidade 15, equilíbrio 15%, módulo 18. Só que ela não tem atributos. Vou pôr essa. Para os pés. 18. Vou pôr essa. Tá, depois eu vejo o resto. Agora pego pra esquerda, vou reto. Vou fazer aquele caminho caso pra não... Aqui pra esquerda. Pega a direita. Vou pegar a esquerda de novo.
Greetings, Your Excellency.
The merchant is there.
Tá. Negociar com esse
Good day,
juruna
good sir.
aqui.
How might I
Cara
be of
cego,
service?
puta que pariu.
You can start by explaining to me why you refused to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, sir. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm just an agent. And I'm only obeying orders.
Isso vai dar merda.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Sorry, Captain, it's nothing personal. I'm only following orders.
Following orders. Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the two of us is a coin guard.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
This whole story sounds suspicious and stinks of a scandal. You're demanding a second payment but refuse to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
Intuição, suborno, carisma, ameaça, uma sentença de prisão.
I don't think you understand who you're dealing with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lord de Sardet, nephew of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable, especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion, theft. You know as well as I that the Congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That is a shame. Well, as orders are the only language you seem to understand, I order you to return the guard the merchandise, without delay. Unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
I beg your pardon, sir, but you are not my master. Moreover, the attendant of the guard was quite specific, saying this affair should be handled with extreme discretion. So I seriously doubt that you'll be wanting to drag us in front of a judge. That would stir up the muck.
Whatever is he talking about, Kurt?
Your guess is as good as mine.
profissão.
This is preposterous. Your master is a thief. I have no patience for bandits and robbers. Either you give us back what's ours, or we'll take it.
Your idea of diplomacy isn't all that different from my own.
To the devil with ya.
Since you leave us no choice.
The merchant's clerk isn't hearing your arguments. The only thing left is a show of strength. Sorry, Greenblood. If I'd have known, I wouldn't have gotten you
meu
mixed up in
parceiro,
this.
você tá fudido. Eu vou lá pegar minha mercadoria, tá? Seu merda. Na rua de baixo. Conheçam o mago! Meu parceiro. Abre aí, caralho.
To my help! And to the others!
We're running out of energy.
Take a post!
Move away. Things are about to get dicey.
Stop! I beg of you.
He seems to have grown wiser all of a sudden.
Yes, yes. Don't hit me anymore.
Very well. I'm counting on you to deliver this merchandise as quickly as possible.
Yes, good sir. I'll take care of it immediately.
Impressionante, reputação, né? Foda-se. Velha capa de couro. Eu gostei. Melhor que a minha. Bom, tô pegando esses itens, mano, porque talvez. Qual que é da mulher? Da homem? Losango. Tô pegando os itens porque talvez a gente possa usar, né? Tipo, para algum fim lucrativo. Então, aqui uma poçãozinha. Ó. Tá, só pega a rua de baixo aqui e lá. Aqui já ganhei uma capa. Armadura, equilíbrio, qualidade. Isso daqui é melhor em tudo. Armadura, equilíbrio, qualidade. Resistência alimentar, resistência a veneno. O bicho tá se tornando magro. Ok. Mago cabuloso. Bom, vou até a rua de baixo aqui. Sai da frente. Até essa daqui. Pego pra direita e pego na esquerda na primeira rua. Aqui mesmo. Ali, achei. Show your boots. Show your boots. Quartel do Braga Neto.
Sir Desade, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, you set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes. We were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 4D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
But you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, now, if he finds an alternative solution that is less illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Frade. Ai, ok. Vamos lá. Secundária. Não, missão secundária. Mercadoria de guarda-moeda. Descubra uma maneira de mover a carga para aqui. Frade. Bom. Como é que você tá, Nandinho? Tem que mover a mercadoria para os Freud. Então, a portinha aqui não abre. Partida. Ainda não. Vou saber como é que eu saio daqui. Pego voltando. As vassouras sobre a escada. Agora ele não me deixa escolher. Ah, tá. Tá. Meu objetivo é esse aqui. Tem que pegar reto aqui na direita. Direita. Reto. E tá no final. Ô, casa da cachaça. Cheia de mania. Esquerda. Ali está. E aí, Pedro, tá online?
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd be best to refuse.
Captain Vasco.
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's nephew. If all is in order, we will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship, not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind. The tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Is he an important member of the crew?
We don't need him for sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
You haven't heard anything about my cousin by chance, have you? To be honest, we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern, but I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some help.
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel.
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my hide.
Captain, I understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to help you, my quartermaster is a half-crazed bridge troll. He's gotten into his head that a gang of ruffians want to use my ship to pass contraband over to Tier 4D. He's placed guards where our cargo is being held before being loaded. All that is not in the warehouse, and noted on the manifest, will be left on the docks. Sorry, but your crates are gonna have to wait until the next ship sets sail.
Sorry, Kurt. At least we tried.
The commander is gonna have my head. I'm sure that's what he wanted in giving me this impossible task.
In that case, we're going to have to doctor the manifest ourselves. It must be at the Harbour Master's office.
É uma missão que leva a outra, velho.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nord?
Our magic, yes, that only the Nords master. Others are sea gift. It's how the...
Be back soon, Captain.
Tem que completar essas missões aqui, ó. Taberna do Constantino. Investigue o desaparecimento do Náutico. Me arrombei. Capitania dos Portos. Capitania dos Portos. E o que seria? Tá. Com o Vasco. Como que eu subo lá? Ele não pula, né? Áreas controladas por outras facções. Esta área está sob o controle de uma facção diferente da sua. Alguns lugares são proibidos. Uma roupa, peça de dorso da facção. Canal os guardas. Você também pode ser introduzido. Com esta facção.
Do you have any idea how to get in there without being noticed?
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
Where is the manifest to be found?
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official documents upstairs.
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey! Move away!
Acho que essa roupa é dessa facção aí.
wore a Naut uniform and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in. Unless we just offered them a drink. These sailors rarely refuse one.
I see where this is headed. If we drop a little soporific in their glasses, the way will be clear.
I'll just need to find the proper ingredients, but it's doable.
Tem um ponto para gastar, né? Esse ponto imobiliza completamente o inimigo pela duração do efeito. Recebe dano com efeito pelo parâmetro muito forte e limita nos outros. Duração 8 segundos. Anel de magia. Qual desses eu tenho? Sombras vorazes. Projeto sombrio. Impacto sombrio. Habilidades. Atributos. Limita determinação. Talentos. Peguei o que? Ciência. Atributos eu tenho que... Aumenta a duração máxima de PM de efeitos atribuídos. Tem que me lembrar como é que usa essa porra aí. Tá. Beleza. Poções vincular.
Hello? What can I do for you?
We're the relay. You're dismissed.
Finally! We were starting to grow moss. Courage, me hearties. The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
tenho munição, isso é o que importa. Essa daí. Chorar-me o que estarei aqui a te cantar. Capitães mortos. Pra cá já vai ter alguma coisa. Só isso aí que eu ainda não posso abrir. Não, Geralt. Eu tenho que adulterar esse bagulho aqui dentro, meu irmão. Então, tem algum registro que eu tenho que mexer aqui dentro. Só que aparentemente caro. Gazua. Nível 1. Que seria Gazua? Determinação, precisão, tolerância, velocidade. Isso é Gazua. Cada classe tem um ponto. Basicamente isso. Querido. Ok, então ainda não tem a tal da azul. Armazém. Aqui. Acho que eu tenho que ir pra lá, vai pra lá. Vem aqui. Isso. Eu subo. Preciso andar furtivo, então não tem uma tal da azul. Essa é uma das primeiras coisas que eu vou pegar quando eu... Tá, desce aí, rapaziada. Ok. Armazém náutico. Que eu quero estar ali embaixo. Como desce? sei o que eu quero. Já sei onde está.
Captain, sir, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
The way is clear. It's time to get going.
Do your best to be quick and quiet about it. You won't have much time to move it.
Don't you be worrying now. We're off.
The warehouse is at the end to the right there. You can't miss it.
Move out. Quick steps.
Fale com o intendente do quartel da guarda. Tá, aqui eu volto. Deixa eu investigar isso aqui pelo...
So, you still haven't found your cousin? As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do with it.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the...
Thanks to your magic.
Our magic. As for your question, others are sea. It's how the guild is made.
Could you tell me anything about our destination? The island of Tirfredi?
It is a native. They were very... I've also heard I wouldn't know it.
What do you think of our port?
You're referring thanks to your certain zone? It's a good port.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It was about the day of departure. Every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow North? I don't think so.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think...
Be back soon, Captain.
Aqui atrás daquele cachaceiro. Completando missões. Em Greedfall você geralmente pode completar missões de vários jeitos diferentes. Eu vi. Sardel tem mais de uma carta na mão. Astúcia, persuasão, intuição, corrupção, criação, vida. Esses são alguns dos caminhos disponíveis para se alcançar o objetivo para se tornar melhor nessas áreas. Gaste pontos na árvore de talentos correspondente ou vista equipamentos com bônus. Ameaças em combate também são uma opção em combate. Beleza. Tranquilidade. Deixa eu... rapidinho. Esse é um combo. Não era errado, mas não tem problema não.
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age. Hair down to his neck, light brown, blue eyes. Quite the talker.
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
A good half of my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
That's not a small sum. I need to think about my options.
Oh, the father has forgotten to give his son his allowance, it would seem.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Cabra.
The furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as if it's fixable. I've seen worse. We'll need to build some metal dowels, but once done, we can make them like new.
And there you have it. You'd never guess they were once broken.
24 pena.
Well then, were you able to repair it all?
Yes, just like new. Or nearly.
That does indeed look like fine work. You know what you're doing.
I would hope. Can you tell me where I can find my cousin now?
Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me. In any case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into. Seemed like a courageous fellow. Who could down his pint? Anything else?
No. I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Vamos lá, resgatar esse calça mijada. Tá. Aqui que o bichinho tá. Descendo direto pra direita no final. No final? Segunda direita. Creio que eu vou ter que voltar duas. Vou ver se eu preciso voltar duas ou se por aqui já dá pra. Acho que dá. A mochila não enche. Vou ter que voltar duas ruas. Difícil se locomover aqui, bicho. Tá. Vou tentar mais essa. Deixa eu tirar mais umas antigas. Aqui. No final à esquerda. To your books. To your books. Distribui estapa.
That vulture of a tavern master was right. It is Constantine's voice. It's coming from the floor above.
It sounds as if he's locked up.
And I have a feeling they're expecting company. Be careful. The slightest itchy word to these brutes will have them drawing blades to scratch it.
Negotiation may be the solution.
Chega lá sim, vai ver como eu vou chegar lá. Soltem mais primo. Caralho, eu vou entrar aqui. Oh.
It's blocked. It's blocked. It's blocked.
Esse aqui abre não. Eita. Ó, o bichinho parou de gritar. Eu sei que posso não vir mais aqui. Dá uma exploradazinha rápida, básica. Não sei se vai ser o caminho pra cima. Vai naquela portinha. Dizia que é o caminho. Chave. Coletar Constantine. Isso foi uma coisa que eu sempre reclamei do Greedfall. É muito bom o jogo, velho. O jogo é muito bom, velho, mas...
Well, this has been monumentous, gentlemen, but I have more important things to attend to. An island to govern, treaties to sign, riches to
Equipamento de companheiro. Selecione e continue na tela de inventário com equipe com traje de abordagem.
If you only knew how these river scum treated me. Do me a courtesy, good cousin. Now that we stand boldly alongside the brave Kurt, let's give them their money's worth.
They haven't spotted us. We could sneak out of here silently. We have a ship to board.
You've always been the reasonable soul. Don't you think these brutes deserve a punishment?
Yes, without a doubt. But don't you think there are more pressing matters?
Kurt, it is your highness's decision to make. Whatever it is, I shall follow.
Constantine, ele vira lá, sempre vai chegar em casa. Também não vai maluco da porra.
To my help! And death to the others!
We're running out of energy. Drink the potion. Move away. Things are about to get dicey. You're running out of energy. Drink the potion.
Deixa eu chapear ele aqui. Deixa eu chapear o outro. Seu merda. Sai, cachaceiro safado. Bom, agora eu tenho que ir pra cá falar alterar a porra desse bagulho ainda, velho. Que eu não sei como é que eu vou fazer. Tá, final à direita e depois vai tudo lá pra chegar no... Espinheiro. Pra cá. Seria se eu não tivesse passado tudo. Dá uma voltadinha aí. Ainda aqui que é muito fácil de se perder. Tá, pra cá. Vontade de vomitar, mano. O pessoal tá um pouco adoentado aqui por conta da peste, gripe, ó. Estão pelas ruas morrendo. Tá, deixa eu tentar adulterar logo isso antes que seja tarde. Pra não dar BO armazenar, tipo... Aqui, como é que eu vou fazer pra adulterar isso? Meu Deus do céu. O certo seria aqui ter uma coisa pra eu poder falar ou... Mas não tem nada. Sua habilidade é fraca, não sei. Ó. Abrir. Capitania dos Portos. Tenho quase certeza que é alguma coisa envolvendo essas porcaria aqui. Só que como eu ainda não tenho o item necessário, o atributo necessário pra... Aí ele não vai adulterar. Cara, eu tenho que... Essa saia não tinha vindo, não.
Here's the ship's manifest.
Aqui
We only need to
está.
add our merchandise to the list.
Adultério, prontinho. É, deu certo. Nessa sala eu não tinha vindo antes. Pronto, agora então só me resta falar com o homem. Peguei alguma chave. Abrir. Armazéns náuticos. Deixa eu ver. Isso, só me resta falar com esse borra cueca aqui. Só que esta conversa vai ficar para daqui uns 5 minutinhos. Porque eu vou aqui, eu volto já, bem rapidinho. Voltei. Vamos lá. Deixa eu ver aqui. Ok. Plop, 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 plop.
Not quite. I still have a few errands to run for my uncle. What about you?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
This Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavio and Laura.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
Could you tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the...
Thanks to your
our magic. As for your question, others are... It's how the guild...
Be back soon, Captain.
De resto, eu já tinha perguntado. Saber isso aqui agora. Depósito. Mágico novato. Eu tô aqui. Só vai dar pra direita aqui, eu acho. Aqui, meu Deus. É, ali na frente tem uma descidazinha de leve. Sai da frente, ó. Tá melhor, meu bem? Você tá melhor? Depósito. Bora, mulher. Cadê o homem?
Good day.
Cadê o baiano?
Someone told me that you're a friend of Jonas's, the young cabin boy who's gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken a disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
Tá porra.
What do you think about Captain Vasca?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
Interessante.
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Why? I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
And you don't believe him?
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you guess, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs the senses.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Ok. sabe de nada.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds, he didn't go missing, he was taken.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for lass now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left, you get me?
Did Jonas seem troubled to you, the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Interessante.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mess too, don't you?
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin boy. Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a just man who knows his knots. It's a pity.
Thank you, Lara.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here, I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Mexeu? Pra baixo? Isso. Bainho. Corda.
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you something this time?
I'm looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who's been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely jest. Or at least I hope you do. I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
No. Have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I am here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Yes, that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong-arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like play, and he must have been right to be nervous.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A money...
No, sir. You were in luck. It so happens that it was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
Here.
Thank you. You've been...
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What would he gain from lying?
I have no idea. But what would any wealthy merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
Voltei. Confrontar os sequestradores. Achar a porta da saída aqui da taverna. Ok. Lá perto do homem, ó. É pra lá, se eu me der rodeio. Vai aqui. Aqui mesmo.
Might I help you, sir?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
Ok, vamos subir. Casa da família Fontaine.
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lord de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We're looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, he had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
I am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it's their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact? It sounds like some fear-inducing story.
The Nauts wouldn't be the first to recruit through dubious means.
Savé tá escondendo alguma coisa. Acho que assim que acabar essa, eu já vou poder sair da frente, caceta. Eu já vou poder falar com o emissário e pegar descendo.
So, are you ready to leave?
Not quite. I still have a few errands to run for my uncle. What about you?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Oh, how I would like my father to be implicated in this sordid business.
Caralho, tá ficando maçante já esse bagulho de falatório.
Your Highness, I'm happy to see you. Your absence this morning worried both your father and me.
Come now, Sir de Corsini. My father may have been angry, outraged, or disappointed. I'm sad. Would you be those? Ta-da!
You might.
Take away.
But
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy. She said that he was taken when he was a child due to some
who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back. Since time immemorial, there has always been a certain price to pay. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered from time to time. The congregation has passed such accord. And certain...
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son because of some agreement signed between my uncle and the Nords?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But what counts most? Breaking
I will do my...
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Cajaca, meu bem. Cajaca. Não é o teu. Não é o teu não. O meu tá aqui em cima. Vai.
Excuse me, madam. But I haven't quite finished my inquiry yet.
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to leave.
Come on now, stop lying. Jonas was taken away by force against his will by armed men.
That is not true. Completely false. He...
Enough! With every word, you are a step closer to a prison cell.
Prison? But what would be the charges?
Kidnapping. Whether Jonas is your son or not, he is a naught that you kidnapped and locked up. In the eyes of the prince, you have committed a crime that puts the interests of the congregation at great risk.
I beg of you, Your Excellency. Have mercy on a poor mother who is looking only to recover her child. We didn't kidnap our own son. And if you need to speak with him to be convinced, please do. He's in our warehouse, near the Coin Guard Plaza, next to the canal. I am certain that once you have heard his account, you will see the tragedy in our predicament and help us.
I regret threatening that woman.
You didn't have a choice. She was lying, and we need to find that boy. Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him.
A handful of underlings don't scare us away. Right, cousin?
Let's just try to remain discreet.
Sir de Sade, what are you doing here?
I've come looking for your son. The Naughts are worried about his disappearance.
Those Naughts took him from us, but now we've got him back, and he'll be staying with us.
Would you be so kind as to hear what I have to say, Sir Fontaine? I looked into the contract that binds you to the Naughts. It was indeed you who ceded your son to them in exchange.
It is...
You should have thought of that.
The prince will...
Her sadness...
You wouldn't...
You're not leaving me...
Very well.
All children leave the nest one day or another, sir. Farewell.
Tem. Do Kaiser. Vou lá pegar.
So it's here that our man keeps his son. Abusive fathers.
Who are you?
My name is de Sade. I am legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
Yes. Even if I had to bend his arm a little.
That doesn't surprise me. He seemed to have no intention of changing his mind. I feel more sorry for my mother. She seemed so sweet and happy to see me.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to the ship. I'll see you there.